What's going on, everyone? AP over here, Run Pure Sports, bringing to you the Strokes Gain Show like we always do each and every week on Tuesday nights here with my two main guys. We got Hoop, we got Snyder. Hoop, the Rocket Mortgage, the event that we have this week in your backyard. Talk to me, man. How was last week, and how you feeling about the Rocket Mortgage?
Yeah, last week was decent. I mean, I had a lot of Tony Finau. Obviously, him catching Piercy down the stretch helped a lot. Didn't win anything substantial, but it was a solid week. Overall, a little bit of a profit, which is good because it hasn't been the case lately with PGA. So we take it, we move on, and we get a little course here that your boy is pretty familiar with. Played in the Pro-Am last year, did not get the call this year to play in the Pro-Am, but the story with this course, it's super easy. There's not much penalty. The rough is not very thick whatsoever. So guys need to score. And, the field's a little bit better than it's been in the past, which is, encouraging. You do like to see that. So, looking forward to this week. I wish they would have done a little bit better job with pricing. It seems like pricing overall on DK is pretty darn soft, but, everyone's got to play with the same prices, the same names. And, we're going to try to find our edge this week and get to that winner circle.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time. Like, hindsight is 2020, of course, but I'm like, it was an okay week for me, but man, Tony Finau winning, and then my boy Chesson Hadley like up there like most of the week, and then the workbench play, Sungjae coming in second, should have been an absolute printer for me, outside of what my results actually were, but is what it is. We learn and we move on. Snyder, what's going on, man? How was last week? How are you feeling about the Rocket Mortgage?
Yeah, last week was all right. I only played a few teams last week because I wasn't too into that event and the percentages that people were going to be at. But my main team, the cash team I played, did pretty well. So looking forward to this week. Yeah, like Hoop said, I think we're going to see another birdie fest here. I think we could see a winner at least 20 under par here this week. So we'll dive into that here in a little bit. But looking forward to this week.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like I saw. I mean, it's way too early to look at wind or at the weather, but there could be some winds potentially 30-mile-an-hour gusts is what I was initially seeing. So I think maybe that could have an impact. I don't think it's really beneficial to like factor that into tonight's discussion when we go tier by tier. So we're not going to take into account wind, but what we do is in Discord up, Wednesday night, we're all in there talking, analyzing the weather, and especially in showdown formats. So if you haven't yet, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a lot. How we do it each and every week, we go tier by tier, and we talk about the winners. So Hoop, I'm going to start with you. Actually, first we need a course breakdown, unless like we want to go real simple with this and just say this place is going to be a birdie fest. Detroit, what is it? Detroit Country Club? Is that what it is?
Detroit Golf Club. I think it's official.
Yeah, Detroit Golf Club.
It would be cool if it was like the Detroit Golf Course, if that was like the name of it. That would be anyway. Snyder, give us a course breakdown.
Yeah, I can get into it a little bit here. Detroit Golf Club is a Ross design here. It's going to measure just over 7,300 yards. It's going to play as a par 72. Slightly smaller greens than average here, with them being only about 5,100 square feet on average. This track is only going to have one water hazard in play here. It's only going to come and play on one hole as well. It's going to play as one of the easiest tracks on tour here. We should expect a birdie fest like we had mentioned in the opening. Bombers have fared pretty well here too, as the fairways are easier to hit here than on tour average. Distance isn't everything, though. So we've seen some shorter hitters have success here as well, but I think we put an emphasis on driving distance here. The three previous winners here have won by scores of -18, -23, and -25. So finding a hot putter will be crucial here if you want to be in contention come Sunday. 9 of these holes are going to have a 20% or greater birdie rate. All 4 par 5s are going to play over 550 yards, with one of them that will play at 635 yards. Four of the par 4s are going to play under 400 yards here. The par 3s will be kind of separated here. 2 of them are going to play at around 160 in that 160s range, and 2 of them will play over 200 yards. So some of the other key stats we'll be looking at this week: strokes gained approach, strokes gained off the tee with an emphasis on distance, birdies or better percentage, and then strokes gained putting.
Yeah, very good. Hoop, I'm going to kick it over to you now. So the 10K and 9K range, pretty small ranges, but let's just keep it 10K and up for now. I do think it's an interesting discussion. Cam Young up to Patrick Cantlay. What are you doing with this range? I mean, ownership should be pretty high with these top tier guys this week.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big decision point is what you do with Tony Finau coming off the win. And for me, I'll probably just fade him, 10-6. It was a good win for him last week coming from behind. He had to grind all the way through. Probably going to be off him. And then Zalatoris is a guy, I think at least for me, I typically like targeting at very strong fields, major-esque type fields, and this just isn't that. So right off the bat, I find 2 fades. And then that leaves me with Cantlay and Cam Young, who I think are both phenomenal plays this week. Cantlay just plays really easy courses, easy events really well. And he's been playing well overall with 5 straight top 15 finishes or better. And those are all in really, really good field. So if he wants this week, he can easily go out there and contend. So, he's a guy I love up top. And then Cam Young, little rough patch, and then showed up to the Open and finished second. A phenomenal performance for him. So I think he's back on track. This is a course that he should just eat up. I mean, just absolutely tear apart. So 10K up, pretty easy for me. Love Cantlay, love Cam Young, and probably just going to fade those other 2 guys.
Gosh, it's going to be so interesting if we're kind of all locked arm in arm here. I'm looking at a bunch of different metrics too. One of them is just easy scoring on easy courses, and it's insane. It's absolutely insane how good Patrick Cantlay is when you look at the data. So Snyder, before I kind of break this down, talk to me about the 10K and up range.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be arm in arm with Hoop there. I do like Patrick Cantlay up top, strong recent form, 5 straight top 15 finishes, has played well in these weaker type fields. Like you said, he's coming off of his best major finish in his last 3 years. Also, is the 8th place finish at the Open in his last start. So I like Cantlay. Probably going to be off as well. I'm going to fade him off that win. He has played really well in these weaker type field events. So as of late, Zalatoris, he's missed his last 3 cuts in non-major big time events. Not sure if he's preparing different for these bigger time events or what's going on there. But I'll probably be off Zalatoris as well, as I am going to go right back to Cameron Young here too. I think he's going to be a pretty popular play. He could even approach or exceed 30% in some contests this week. This track is set up very well for him, though. He can just bomb it off the tee. Great off the tee. Coming off that second place finish at the Open, which was his 4th top 3 finish in his last 7 events. So he's got that good recent form coming in. He did hit a little bit of a rough patch at the Memorial US Open in Scottish, but it looks like he's got everything back in order here this week. So I'm going to go right back to Cameron Young and then Patrick Cantlay as well. But I like Young better, I think, just for the price.
So, yeah, for me, I mean, Patrick Cantlay just absolutely stands out. So I'm looking at a few things this week. One of them being how golfers perform on easy courses over their last 36 rounds. Patrick Cantlay's gained 85.6 strokes on the field and on easy courses. Another thing I'm looking at is so a metric I'm looking at it's bombers, birdies, and guys that are good on approach. So it's just heavily weighting all of those things together. He ranks 12th, and then finally he's 6th in the FedEx standings right now. I mean, he's got him exactly where he wants him. And if he gets a win right now, I mean, if you look at these guys, they're going up against Scotty Scheffler, who has a massive lead over everyone. So if you're a Patrick Cantlay right now, you need a win. Even if you're a Tony Finau right now, you need another win. These guys. So like when I look at this top range, Cantlay 6th in the FedEx, Tony Finau jumped up to 17th. He made a massive move. Willie Z 9th, and then Cam Young, like the guy's having an incredible year. No wins, but he ranks 13th in the FedEx. All of these guys are very interesting. I think for me, Willie Z, when you look at easy courses, he doesn't get it done. He's gained 12.9 strokes on the field on easy courses. Where he gains his stuff is hard tracks. It's crazy. It really is. And then his short game just isn't good right now. The thing, so then I'm really on board with you guys on Cam Young too. It's pretty incredible that easy course metric I'm looking at, 72 strokes gained on the field over his last 36 holes. And this is Cam Young I'm talking about. pretty insane metrics. When you get him on an easy course, he can grip it and rip it. And we know, or if you're familiar with golf this year, this is a dude that can go low. Tambo had a first round outright on him at the Open. He went just incredibly low and racked up a ton of birdies. So someone we definitely want. So for me to sum up this range, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not as high on the 9K range, which we're going to get into. I'm going to see if it's possible to get overweight on Cantley, Finau, and Cam Young, fade Willie Z. If I can get overweight on those guys, and I'm talking putting like a minimum in of like 40%, 45% on each guy, and then fade the 9K range, possibly. That might be an interesting route that I take this week. My favorite guy up top, though, is Patrick Cantley. Snyder, your favorite golfer up top?
I'm going to go slightly Cam Young over Cantley, but I like both of them. I think Young just $600 cheaper kind of opens a little bit up.
Yeah, very good. Hoop, your favorite, and then let's go into the 9K range.
Really like both those guys, but I will say Cantley. Like I said, if Cantley wants this one, he's going to go out there and be right at the top of the leaderboard come Sunday. 9K range, I'm with you though. Like not a ton here for me. I do like Max Homa quite a bit at the top at 9.9K. Missed the cut at the Open Championship, but prior to that, he was on a nice little run. And another guy that is currently on a very nice run is Cam Davis at 9.7. I'm hoping the price tag kind of keeps some people away from him and the ownership comes in low. I haven't really looked at ownership, so I'm not sure where it currently stands, but I like riding hot streaks, and he's on a heater right now. 16th last week, 8th at the John Deere and 6th at the Barracuda. And then he was making cuts prior to that, had a 7th at the Charles Schwab. He's made 1, 2, 3, looks like 7 or 8 straight cuts. So I'm going to ride with Cam Davis, and then the rest of this range, not for me. Kevin Kisner is a name that's popping up because he's golfed well here. I'm just, he got the job done for you as the workbench play at the Open Championship, but I'm not paying 9-1 for Kisner, so I'll be out there.
Yeah, Cam Davis also, won this last year too. Grades out very well in that bomber birdie approach model of mine. Like, man, he's been playing good. Like, he ranks 6th in that. So a guy I'm looking at as well. Snyder, 9K range. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go to Homa this week. I was off of him for the Open, but I'm ready to jump back on him here in this weaker type field event. Has been playing great golf this year, even past that Cali, Florida swing that I had talked about, taking a big step forward this year. I think he's solid option here. 25th here last year, has made both of his cuts at this event. I am going to be different than most people. I think a lot of people will shy away from Kevin Kisner there. I like what he's done here. 8th, 3rd, and 46th in his last in all 3 trips here. Actually has one of the lowest scoring averages here. He's played all 3 times, and his scoring average here is 68.5. So I like that. I think his game is kind of trending upwards off that 21st at the Open, and then finished 6th at the Travelers in his event before that. So I like some Kisner. Cam Davis, he's been playing great golf. He's made a ton of cuts, like Hoop said, like 7 or 8 in a row. Played solid last week. I think he's a good birdie upside guy here as well, so I could get to him. I'm kind of interested in why Adam Scott chose to play this week. I think he's kind of playing this kind of try and boost up his FedEx Cup points. He's coming off of a 15th in his last appearance or his last event, and it was 14th in the tournament before that. So I think if Adam Scott shows up here and wants to put something together, he could. I don't think he'll get much ownership, so I think I might have some Adam Scott. My favorite play in this range is actually going to be the guy that nobody probably plays in, Kevin Kisner.
Yeah, I got Kiz at, I kind of this week I was trying to my own kind of ownership or like an early look. I got him at about like 6 to 8%. I don't know if that's like kind of in line with what you guys are thinking, but man, my only problem with Kiz is the few things I'm looking at. So easy scoring. He's lost 28 strokes to the field on easy tracks. The Bombers birdies and approach, he ranks 109 in this field. He's not a bomber, obviously. And, his birdies come from his short game, which is phenomenal. Short game, strokes gained over the last 24 rounds. He's gained 21.5 strokes. That's where he gets it done. I mean, we saw it at the Open. He was absolutely phenomenal at the Open Championship. So, I'm probably going to be off of him here. Same with Keegan Bradley. Same with Adam Scott. And, Cam Davis is the one. And Max Homa. So he hasn't been as good on easy tracks as far as like what you need to do from a DFS standpoint, like, making birdies and scoring. He's actually been better on tougher tracks. The ball striking is just phenomenal though. And his short game is phenomenal. And he checks every other box except for the easy scoring for me. And he's 11th right now in the FedEx. He's having probably by far his best year he's ever had on the PGA Tour. So, I mean, it's tough, but like what I'm looking at is, can I play Cantley, Finau, and Cam Young, and can I get overweight on those three? And by doing so, the kind of opportunity cost there is I got to fade most likely Max Homa, Cam Davis in this 9K range. That's kind of what I'm tinkering with right now. And I think for this show, I'm going to keep it as that, where right now my plan is to fade this 9K range. Snyder, your favorite in the 9K range, Kevin Kisner?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Kevin Kisner there.
Yeah, all right. Hoop, your 9K favorite, and then let's just keep it going, 8K range.
I'll go, Homa. I like Homa quite a bit this week. The 8K range, it's a tough range for me. My favorite, at the top, when you start top to bottom, Mav McNeely at 8-8, bounced back for us the past couple weeks. Not a strong finish there at the 3M, but this marks 4 straight made cuts, 3 of which were top 20 or better. Another guy that I think can definitely make a move this week, so I'm interested in him. Thigala, not certain what I'm going to do with Thigala yet. Davis Riley is a guy that I'm going to fade. It looks like he's going to get a decent chunk of ownership. I just don't like guys that their game's trending in the wrong direction, and that's kind of what you're getting right here with Davis Riley. A phenomenal stretch, not too long ago, a ton of top 20s, but he hasn't been good for a while now. So, and it's looking like he's going to get some ownership. So that's a fade for me. And then, I think more fades. I'm going to focus on those guys up top. Tringali, I'm going to be off Hadwin, Webb Simpson. I think Henley's somewhat interesting. I don't know if I'll necessarily get there. And then one guy I do like is Mark Hubbard. I like Hubbard on easy courses. He's a guy that can score. He's a guy that seems to find a way to get eagles on a fairly frequent basis. So, I'll be in on Hubbard. I'm in on McNeely, and then really probably a lot of fades here for me, unless you guys can talk me into some of these guys in this range.
Yeah, very good. I mean, Webb Simpson, it's man, like, would you believe it if I told you he ranks 125 in the FedEx right now? So if you're thinking about it from like a motivation standpoint, Webb is a guy that I feel like is committed to the PGA Tour. He's had a lot of success in the FedEx and everything. I mean, if he wants to continue that streak, he needs to perform this week. So from a motivational factor standpoint, kind of interesting. But Snyder, 8K range, what are you doing with these guys?
I really like the price savings we're getting on Mav here this week. In the last 2 events, he was in that 9K range and 10K range in his past 2 events. Drops down a little bit, so I like that. Didn't have his A game last week, but still has those 3 finishes inside the top 16 in his last 4 events. Was 21st here last year, and then 8th the year before. So I like Mav this week for sure. I kind of like Davis Riley this week. I like going right back to him after he busted his chalk last week. Might have been a little rusty last week in his first round. That was his first event in over a month, so maybe he was a little rusty in that first round. But he's played great out since May outside of that spot. So I think that's a good flop leg spot for Davis Riley here. I'm going to be on him. I think Adam Hadwin and Webb Simpson, they're both interesting plays right there. They're both 40-1 to win this event. Looks like they're kind of underpriced. I like the upside. Doesn't look like they're going to catch much ownership either. So I could maybe see myself clicking on one of those names for the upside of them. I do like that Mark Hubbard call there as well. I'm going to be on him this week. I think he's another guy that's kind of overpriced here. That people are not usually used to seeing him priced this high I think he's going to be under 10%. He's had some good finishes as of recent, too. Third at the Barbasol, 13th at the John Deere, 46th at the Travelers, consistent cut maker. So I definitely like him here. He finished 12th here 2 years ago. So I like the upside that Mark Hubbard brings to the table as well. But and not too much catching my eye here in this 8K range. Mainly just I think those three guys, Mav, Riley, and Hubbard, will be my three main guys I'll be on in this range.
Yeah, the interesting guy to really talk about is Davis Riley. Like during his stretch, we were all really high on him, and I think a lot of us still are. So it's interesting your comment there, Snyder. Just coming back to the 3M after not playing there for a little while, kind of makes some sense. I mean, this is a guy that's phenomenal. Like if you look at the easy track scoring thing that I'm looking at, he's right below Patrick Cantley, 83 strokes gained. And it makes sense when you go look at it. Mexico Open, 5th place, the Valspar, 2nd place, the Charles Schwab, 4th place, AT&T Byron Nelson, 9th place. He's dominated these tracks that's yielded easier scoring environments. And so I'm interested in Davis Riley. I think he's a fine play. Mav McNeely, I also think is interesting. These are guys that, Mav is 29th in the FedEx, Riley 24th in the FedEx. So they're guys that check a lot of boxes for me. One guy that doesn't check a lot of boxes that I feel like a donkey for playing last week was Adam Hadwin. I mean, this guy is trending in the wrong direction. He doesn't check any of the boxes I'm looking at. So anything I'm metric-wise that I'm looking at, he just does not fit the mold. But I'm still predicting some decent, like some ownership on him, which is kind of crazy. So I'll be off Hadwin. Webb Simpson feels like the guy I really want to play that just has not got it done for me at all this season. Maybe he's just complete dust. He's played a lot of events, and considering how many events he's played, he should have a higher ranking than 125. It's kind of a joke that his ranking is so low. So Russell or Webb could be one of those guys that right now I have him highlighted, but I could definitely move off of him if I needed to. And then Mark Hubbard, I'm with you guys, man. I think he's a really sharp play. I think he's a really good tournament play. When you look at the things I'm looking at, I'm glad both of you guys mentioned him. 41.3 strokes gained on easy tracks, last 36. His ball striking's been phenomenal. His short game has been phenomenal. And he ranks 27th in my bomber birdie and approach metric that I'm looking at. So Hubbard checks all the boxes, and he's 81st in the FedEx ranking. So if you're him, you're trending in the right direction. This is a good track to take advantage of to get it going. So I like that all three of us are on him. But for me, my favorite, I think we're going to talk hoop into playing this guy. But my favorite play in this range is Davis Riley. I think he's a guy that I want to consider for an outright. I just think, I think this guy's a winner. I think he gets it right. Last week wasn't his normal game. I love the flop lag here. People are going to be off of him because everyone was crying in Discord about, missing the cut and everything. So Davis Riley, a guy I'm going to be on quite heavily here. Snyder, your favorite play in this range?
Yeah, I think I know who you guys are going to go with here. So I'm going to go with the odd man out. Then I'm going to go with
Snyder. I already told you who I was going with. So.
I like him as well, too. So I'm going to go with another guy. I'm going to say Mav. I think I know who Hoop's going to go with as well. I like that guy as well.
So I feel like I may have found something on these easy courses, and Mav checks. He checks 4 of the 5 boxes, but so it's just the ball striking there that they doesn't look as good. Everything else checks out really well. Mm-hmm. But Hoop, your favorite, and then let's just keep it going. 7K range is massive, so that'll take us a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, I love both those guys quite a bit. I'll go Hubbard. I mean, 8K. I don't know. I don't think many people will necessarily go to Hubbard. I mean, 8K is typically a guy that's pretty cheap. So I like Hubbard. 7K range, yeah, it's a big range.
Wait, actually, Hoop, real quick. Did we talk you into Davis Riley? Can we get you? We need you back on him, man. We need you back on him.
I don't know. I just don't like guys that are trending in the wrong direction. He's quickly going the wrong direction, but I do think long term, yeah, he's good. Maybe we'll see. 7K range. I'm going to be on my guy Kirky. He's sets up well here for this easy track. I think he can make some moves. The odds for him to win are pretty solid. Coming down, our guy Tom Kim at 7-6. Not sure what sort of ownership he gets, but I'm going to keep kind of riding him. Troy Merritt at 7-6. I have some interest in. Our guy Taylor Pendrith came back, and he's been playing some solid golf. Barbasol and Barracuda 13th and 11th. Not strong field events, but this is an easy track, and I think you can take advantage of it. So give me some Pendrith. Our guy Goddard coming in at 7-4, very cheap price tag for him. Battled last week, made that birdie on the last hole to make the cut, and then a solid 31st finish and 7.4K, good price tag on him. A guy I typically don't play, but I'm going to be on this week is CT Pan. He's made, it looks like maybe like 8 out of his last 9 cuts. 31st last week as well, 7.3K, good price tag on him. I think Harris English is a little bit interesting. He showed some signs of life recently, missed that cut at the Open Championship, but prior to that, he had made 3 straight. I think this guy is good, and long term he's going to be good. And I'm interested at the 7-3. Nick Hardy, I'm interested in at 7-3 as well. Made the cut last week and just didn't do anything. What he shot 71, 71, 71, 72. So he's consistent, but not in a good way, but did make the cut. Some interest there. Adams Fencing, can he bounce back for us? Disaster last week. I'm going to give him another chance here. I hope it's just a little hiccup and he gets things going. In on him for sure. Our boy Wyndham Clark continues to make cuts. He was 38th last week. Nothing, super impressive, but at 7.2K, kind of looking for guys just to make the cut. And I think he can do that for us this week. I have not played Luke List at all lately. Something tells me Luke List can play well here. So I am going to have some Luke List. I don't think he's going to be all that owned, but interested in him. Snyder's boy, Mr. Sig, heating up really. 16th, 27th, 26th. He finished 7th last week. Looked good. The guy has upside. Callum Tarrant at 7.1K. Interested in him. 3 out of his last 4 events, 22nd or better. Had that 7th last week. Hank the Tank showing some signs of life for us here. Finally, 5 out of 6 cuts made. 16th last week. Easy track. I think he can do some damage. Smotherman, Kazire. Love this range. I'm going to be very heavy on a ton of guys in this range. I don't know. I probably rattle off 15 guys that I have interest in. So majority of my player pool will be from the 7K range.
Yeah, I think this is the range that makes or breaks. I think the guys up top, clearly we got to find ways to get over on Cantley. Clearly we got to find ways to get over on Cam Young. And then, many of those guys up top that are just phenomenal plays. This, though, is the range where so many things come into factor, like motivational stuff, like CT Pan, I think he's around 87th or so in the FedEx Cup. And then you got other guys like Doug Gim, who's kind of trending right on the board. You're going to have some motivational factors. These guys not only need to make the cut, but it's not even like a win. If you're hovering around that 125 mark, you're not set on the fact that you need a win. You want, top 20, you want top 15, top 10. You want those points to secure your spot in the FedEx. So that's what I'm going to be looking at. And Taylor Pendrith was the one that I was looking at, 104. So if you're a Taylor Pendrith type who's just been, pretty incredible, especially of late, there's a lot of motivation that should be there sitting 104. You don't want to get, jumped by anyone. I think it would take a lot to jump him, but he surely wants to get well inside that 100 mark. So it's definitely a very interesting range. Snyder, 7K range. What are you doing down here?
Yeah, I definitely think this is an interesting range too. A lot of guys down here I like you guys had said. Scott Stallings, I'll start there. He's an interesting guy. Comes off back-to-back top 10s at the John Deere and Travelers. He was also 4th at the Schwab a while back. He's 3 for 3 in cuts made here. Finished 25th here last year. Kevin Strowman, Strill Daddy. He's got some pretty good recent form. 2nd at Barbasol in his last event. Tommy Kim looks like he's remains underpriced here again, but I don't think he's going to see too much ownership yet. I don't think he's going to be overly popular yet. So I think he's interesting. Troy Merritt, good birdie upside maker, finished second here last year, was eighth the year before. So Troy Merritt's interesting. I do like Taylor Pendrith quite a bit. Was 13th and 11th, like Hoop said, in his last two starts. Another one of those young guns I like to play, so I'll be on him. Hardy's made 5 straight cuts. Strong off the tee, can get the hot putter going too. Kurt Kitayama's interesting for tournaments only. I mean, he's either boom or bust. He's either going to finish really high or most likely he's going to miss the cut. But I think he's interesting this week. He can bomb it off the tee as well. So he finished second in his 2 events ago. So he's got that upside. Hoops guy, Callum Tarrant. I love the upside he brings. Is off his second top 7 finish in his last 3 events. He can bomb it off the tee. I think he's averaging like right around 315 or 320 off the tee. So I like him. My guy Chris Goddard up's down here, still underpriced. I'm going to be on him. He can bomb it off the tee as well. Great iron player. Just needs to start better off in his first round. He's kind of been struggling in the first round in his last 2 events. So if he can do better, like he started off with a 75 last week and then played 3 straight solid rounds right after that. So hopefully he can get off to a better start this week. I do like a Grayson Sig there as well, a 7th last week and 26th, 27th, 16th. Good recent form there for him. Hank the Tank, he was 4th here last year. Was off that 16th place finish last week, so I definitely could get on him. Looking down here a little more, Smullerman's made 3 straight cuts, 7K. I think that's a fine price tag for him. Trey Mullinex, I'm not sure. I mean, he won that event a couple weeks back and then finished 21st. He's interesting. I think that's pretty much it for this 7K range. Danny Willits, interesting. I mean, he got 7th last week. He finished 4th at this event 2 years ago and made the cut last year. But I think that's pretty much it for me.
So I got to audit this thing I'm looking at, but like I'm glad you mentioned Trey Mullinex. So when you look at easy scoring, and I'm looking at DraftKings points, so you know guys that we want to roster for upside, Trey Mullinex is up there with Patrick Cantley, Cam Young, Davis Riley. He's gained 82 strokes on the field on easy scoring courses. Now, keep in mind the context behind that. He's gotten that done in very weak field type events. But you know, in his defense, this isn't like the strongest field ever. I mean, I wouldn't say it's the weakest field or the strongest field. I mean, we got some big names in here, but I was pretty surprised when I saw that. The other thing too is the guy can absolutely bomb it. He ranks 11th in that bomber model, and then I was also surprised that he ranks 68th in the FedEx. I didn't know he was that high. So Trey Mullinex is a really interesting play. So I'm going to give a little. So the workbench play is kind of on a little heater. You know, we got toot my own horn a little bit, but I think we got 3 straight top 10s. I think so. Or no. Kisner. What did Kisner finish? Like T16?
Yeah, he was in the top 10 for a while on Sunday and then kind of faltered.
Hurt our feelings. But so I got a head start this week. I got it narrowed down to probably 4 or 5 guys, which is kind of what I always do. I'm going to give 2 of those names of potential ones. One of them is Mullinex. I think he's going to be very low owned in a really interesting tournament play. The other, I like the most in this range, but I'm worried about his ownership creeping up, and that's Scott Stallings, another guy. So like when you look at easy tracks, he's dominated. When you look at his ball striking right now, he's dominated. When you look at that bomb, the guy can bomb it right now, man. Like Stallings, his biggest problem is like round 4s. Like how many times have we seen him in the mix on a Sunday and then he just shits himself? So this is a course though. It's forgiving off the tee. We've seen bombers win here more often than not. I guess it's been three years now. And Stallings is one of those guys I could see in the mix. He's 48th in the FedEx. He checks a lot of boxes for me. He just needs to clean up the short game a little bit. Other guys I'm interested in, Troy Merritt, I think is interesting. Cam Champ. So Cam Champ won the 3M last year. And here's what Cam Champ always does. He always misses a ton of cuts, isn't relevant ever through large stretches, periods of time. and then randomly wins. And he was going to miss the cut again, and then he battled back like a hero, and then he kept it going. I think this is a course. This is a textbook Cam Champ winner type course. I think you put an outright on him. I don't know if you guys have his odds up. I don't have it in front of me. It was something I was going to look up. This is a textbook spot where you put an outright on Cam Champ and you get him into your DFS lineups because he has
1.
70. Okay. Oh, yeah. Who Q put a hundo on that for me right now, real quick. I'm telling you, textbook Cam Champ smash and win type spot, bomber track. We saw what we needed to see last week. He's another one, potential workbench play as well. I think he's really, really interesting.
Oh, wow. On FanDuel has him 40-1. DK has him 75.
We better pound DK before that changes. Because if you want, like, man, I'm telling you, he should have missed the cut. He should have missed the cut. He battled. Absolutely. But Snyder's like smirking. Like, Snyder hates Cam Champ. Snyder, you hate money too, don't you?
I don't mind him.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like sitting there laughing, making fun. Yeah. I'm telling, like, he's like, you know, I love dabbling with outrights. I've not had as much success with other guys outside of Cam Champ. The funny thing about that is he's going to let you down a lot of times too, but get him on an easy course in an average field, and I'm telling you, the guy delivers. So Cam Champ, very interesting, good outright bet this week on DK. Not so much on FanDuel at 40-1, but that 75-1 is tasty. Taylor Pendrith, I'm with you on him. Both you guys, I think he checks a lot of boxes for me. Alex Smalley checks a lot of boxes for me, 64th in the FedEx standing right now. CT Pan, I'm with you on him. Hoop. Nick Hardy, I think, is interesting. I want to like Harris English. I think he's a good MME play, so like 150 type play. Someone I'll include in my pool. Wyndham Clark is another guy that fits the mold for me of guys that I could see winning here. Big off the tee. And the thing about Wyndham Clark that's interesting right now is he's getting it done with his short game. So it's not his off the tee game. It's not, you know, he's one of the longer drivers on tour. It's none of that. It's if you look at his short game over the last 24 rounds, he's gained 22 and a half strokes. I mean, I would have never guessed that with Wyndham Clark. I mean, not typically known for his short game, but that's what's getting it done for him. He ranks 95th in the FedEx standing right now. So he needs a good finish, needs to get going. Doug Gim, I like his form, man. Like, I think he's good on short tracks. It all comes down to the putting with Doug Gim, and we know that. But, man, he looked good last week, and he ranks 111 in the FedEx standings. He should be plenty motivated coming to this event. Grayson Sigg, a name that was mentioned. Patrick Rogers, another guy that I have as kind of a potential workbench play. He checks all the boxes I'm looking at. Very good on easy courses. He can absolutely bomb it. And the thing about Rodgers, his game is starting to just kind of come around and be well-rounded. Like, if you look at the different things, ball striking, short game, you know, making birdies, he's gaining strokes in all of the different metrics that I'm looking at. So Patrick Rogers, I think, is a very, very interesting play that I have him at like 2%. I don't know if you guys have an opinion on that, but I think he's going to be very low owned. So for me, it's tough, man. I think this range kind of, you know, the winner's going to, not the winner, potentially the winner, maybe Cam Champ. But I think from a DFS standpoint, our decisions in this range, I think, are going to be very important this week. It could be the deciding factor in tournaments.
What are you going to do with Mr. Flower?
Oh, I mean, man, it's Snyder. We like, are people talking about him?
He's got good recent form here. I don't know if anyone is or not. I'm just looking at his recent form here.
So on a 45th place.
He's 45th, 12th, and 32nd.
He can't make birdies though.
He'll get.
I'm not going to play him, but I think some people will play him to make a cut, maybe.
All right, look at Flower. So like I think so. Here's my take on him. I think he's been pressured to. I think he initially maybe wanted to check out the live stuff, but if you look at like Justin Thomas and Spieth, like two of his boys, they are like taking hard stance against it now. Like JT had that video, it came out and just was like making fun of it. He's like, if you're going over there, just, and I agree with JT. I'm like, those guys should just say, like, be like Pat Perez and say you're doing it for the money.
Correct.
So
I think people would respect that though too. Like,
yeah, I would love that. I mean, and I would love Ricky Fowler if he did that, right? Wouldn't we all love that?
Going there. I don't blame anyone for going there. They should just come out and say, yeah, I mean, I'm going to make like 10 times more money playing there. Like, why would I not do it? Like, it's common sense.
You know, it'd be crazy. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but the like kind of hints at, you know, maybe trying to get some LPGA players over, mixed events. That, I mean, that could be interesting. That could be, you know, that's a whole different dynamic there that would get more people interested. So, I mean, the PGA Tour has to do something. But no, to answer your question, Snyder, Flower is, man, a complete afterthought for me in this range. If you're trying to make a case to play him, he's 132 in the FedEx. And think about it. He's 132 in the FedEx, and he's like played more events than anyone else in this range. Like, he is grinding super hard. And has he done it for any of us? Like, yet? No, he's not. So hopefully he gets some ownership. I don't think he will, but I'm not going to be on him. But Snyder, give me two names that you really like in this range.
I'm going to go Chris Goddard up, and then give me Taylor Pendrith.
All right. Yeah, I like it. Hoop, give me two names in this range, and let's keep it going to the 6K.
All my favorites are in here. My guy Taryn for sure, Callum Taryn. And then I think Sig, man. I'm on Snyder's boy Sig. 6K range. Yeah, I mean, there's guys down here we can go to. I mean, there's some guys that I think are solid plays. Just wrote down a few. I don't think I've clicked Chesson Hadley's name all season. It's time, AP. I'm getting on my boy Chesson, and I believe this was the time last year towards the end where he kind of turned it on. Like, he made a run through the FedEx Cup.
He's hot right now too, man. I know you're seeing that. He's hot.
Yeah. Very interested in our boy Chesson. You know, this was the spot where Hoop and Chesson built a nice bond at the Rocket Mortgage. I think this is the week for Chesson. Love him at, what is he, 6'9". Lee Hodges, I believe Snyder, you brought him up last week, I want to say. And he played quite well. 16th last week. He's made 5 out of 6 cuts. Love Mr. Hodges. My guy Nick Taylor, you guys know the story. I mean, I don't need to really go into it. I'm playing Nick Taylor. Mr. Novak is down here somewhere.
Novak, you're playing Andrew Novak.
6'4". I have some interest down there.
Ooh, talk to me. Yeah, I like that guy.
6'4".
I like him because I sent him a message one time asking about like a course, how I was playing, because there was a lot of mixed stuff. Yeah, he actually writes you back on Twitter. Now everyone's gonna go like send him a message and stuff. Just go follow him. He's got like 400 followers, so just go give him some love. He's a good golfer.
I mean, 3 out of 4 cuts. You extrapolate it out a little bit more. 5 out of 7. I like him at 6'4". I mean, you just need someone to make the cut, and you're probably playing double stud builds here with guys like him, and your lineups will be much different. Roger Sloane made the cut last week. Looked pretty good. He is 6.3K. Yeah, he's 38th last week. I'll take a chance on him. My last dude is Mr. Barjan at 6.2K, coming off a solid finish last week, 31st, and he's made 4 out of his last 6 cuts. So, I think there's some guys down here I'm pretty comfortable playing.
Did you mention Mr. Malnetti?
Yeah, no, I must not have, but I'm playing him like that. I guess I don't even need to mention that, right? I mean,
he finished 11th last week.
Yeah, 3 straight cuts.
He ran in this range, so he's on easy courses. Last 36 round, 39 strokes gained, easy courses. So he checks that big box I'm looking at. So I'm with you on him.
Definitely in on him. That's a given.
Snyder, 6K range, a much tougher range, obviously, but there are, at this point in the season, these guys grinding FedEx, the tournament, in play. Obviously, there's going to be some guys to discuss. What are you doing down here?
I think there's definitely some interesting guys here. I'm looking to Wallace was 12th in his only appearance here, 26th last week. A couple guys that I was looking at, I think aren't going to be owned at all, basically because they're not in good form, but have good history here. Doc Redman, not the best of form right now, but has finished 21st and second here. JJ Spawn, he can make some birdies, not good form, but he's 3 for 3 here. All three finishes have came 32nd or better. I do like Chesson Hadley. I think he's starting to heat up. 3 top 10s in his last 4 starts. Lee Hodges, definitely a guy I'm going to be on. He's been solid as of late, comes off that 16th place finish last week. He's made 5 of his last 6 cuts. He just needs that putter to heat up. I mean, if he can even break even putting, I think the upside's even maybe possibly top 15, top 10 even for Mr. Hodges. He's another young gun that I like to target. Some other guys I'm looking at here. Peter Malinetti, like Hoop said. Justin Lower missed a cut last week, but he had made 3 straight cuts before then, 51st, 8th, and 16th before missing the cut. Scott Gutschewski, the Omaha guy, he's made his last 2 cuts, 31st and 5th in his last 2 outings. Both of his kids are playing in Nebraska State Am this weekend too.
I saw that.
Doing all right. Not too much. Kind of scrolling down here. I'm not really seeing too much else. I definitely like Chesson Hadley, Hodges. Probably is my top 2 guys in this range, and Mr. Malinetti for sure.
Yeah, very good. For me, I mean, Hadley, this guy found something. Even in his interview, I mean, it seems like a super nice dude. Hoop, you've talked about him, like real nice dude. Seems goofy as well, but he was talking with Amanda. I don't know, or Balionis. I don't know what her new name is, but he was talking about how he found something with his swing, and it's shown. I mean, the ball, like he's, man, he ranks good on my all the metrics I'm looking at are all positive. So a lot of people aren't, and he's checking a lot of boxes, and he's 130 in the FedEx. So he's very highly motivated, not just to make a cut. He doesn't even need a win. He's motivated for top 10s right now, which at this price point is what we want. So I love Hadley. I also think so. Scott Piercy, I mean, this dude was battling, had that blister or whatever, and then, pissed down his leg on the back 9. I thought he was going to walk away with an easy win. Pressure got to him, man. He wasn't, he didn't have it in the moment, but this dude looks like he found something too in his game. Through 3.5 rounds, this guy was the best golfer last week by a lot. And then he just let it go. I'm willing to go back to him because I think he's he's been around for so long. I think he comes and he's just like, you know what? I'm going to forget about those few holes where he let it go. Still a good finish. I think he raked in like 350K. So, the pockets are feeling a little bit better there. And I think he comes in extra motivated here. So I like Scott Piercy. Hayden Buckley, another guy that just the things I'm looking at looks pretty good. David Lipsky, a guy that I think is a safer type of play. Nick Taylor, he checks all the boxes I'm looking at, Hoop. So, and the thing about Nick Taylor, I was kind of surprised by this. He's 129. He's on the outside right now looking in for that 125, top 125 number. Nick Taylor is going to be plenty motivated coming into this event. I have a ton of interest in Nick Taylor, and I don't think I've said that all. I know he's your boy. I'm with you arm in arm. So I kind of like that, Hoopster. We got Chesson, got Nick Taylor.
You're on Nick Taylor. It's going to be a good week, boys. We're going to be that winner circle.
It's going to be a very good week. Danny Lee, I have a little bit of interest in. Peter Malnati, a little bit of interest in. And then going all the way down, notebook play, honestly, I mean, I'm just going to go Chesson Hadley because I have to. But Sung Yul No, a flat 6K.
He's in this field?
He does not deserve.
That's our boy. Let's go.
He does not deserve to be 6K.
What?
This price tag is an absolute joke. And I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at these builds with Cantley Finau and Sung Yul No. I think it'll be easy to make those work. Or Cantley Young, or Cantley, like any of those upper tier guys, you can anchor them with the Sung Yul No. And I think this guy is he is massively underpriced here. He grades out so like he's 23rd in my birdies, bombers, and approach model that I'm looking at. Like this dude has been his irons. I know there's been a few articles out there that talk about these guys are going to have shorter looks into these greens, like 150 in. His irons are incredible. His short irons are incredible. He like ninth in birdies, 34th in approach, and his putter is on fire right now. So a flat 6K, Sung y'all know. He's making the cut, and I think he's. I mean, look, T31, T38, T41, T43, T35. I think I think we see another T25 or something at 6K. Sign me up. Yeah, Hadley, Taylor, Sung y'all know. Those are my guys down here. Snyder, do you have a favorite play in this range?
I did miss one guy that I wanted to hit on. My guy, Taylor Moore. I was on him quite a bit in the swing season last year. He had some pretty solid upside events there in some of those weaker type field events. He's made his last 4 cuts now. Has a couple top 25s in that span. I think he's a guy that can play well here. So I'm going to be on some Taylor Moore as well. But my favorite play in this range is probably, I'm going to go right with you guys. I think I'm going to go with a Chess and Hadley's. I might go to Sung y'all know, though. Now it's my favorite play, though. I overlooked him. I mean, that was a great.
Down here.
You know what, Snyder? You know what, Snyder?
That was a great take.
Now you know.
I think I played him. I played him on Showdown every single round this past week.
He was good, man.
Yeah.
Kurt's just he's changed his undies like twice already with us talking about Sung y'all know. I mean, I guarantee he changed his undies twice. Who favorite play in the 6K range?
I'll give someone different. I'll go Lee Hodges.
Yeah, very good. If you haven't yet, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. It helps us out a ton. Let's get into our winners. I don't know about you guys, but I like the long shots this week. We're going to give 2 out, whoever we think wins, and then a longer shot. Snyder, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a kind of a little longer shot here, too. He's been close a couple times. 2nd at the Valspar, 4th at the Charles Schwab. It's coming off of a miscut last week. I'm going to go with Davis Riley here at 40-1 as my pick to win. And then my long shot is going to be Chris Goddard up at 100-1.
Yeah, 2 really, really good options. Who do you got winning this week?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give his long shots, too. I mean, we know the guys up top that we like. Mark Hubbard, 55-1 on DK. I like that. And then my longer shot is going to be Callum Tarrant at 100-1.
Yeah, very good. So mine obviously my actually like the guy I think is going to win is Cam Champ, and man, I'm trying to find Scott Piercy. I wanted to go back as a deep long shot to Scott Piercy. I just think, man, I think he found something in this game, and I think the nerves got to him down the stretch, and I just think he comes back guns a-blazing. So I think he's a very interesting 200-1. Yeah,
yep.
I mean, the dude was the best golfer through 3.5 rounds by far last week. Like by far, he was incredible. And then you're telling me the pressure got to him, like Tony Finau was doing what he does. I mean, I'll go right back to him. So 201, sign me up. Great long shot week. Snyder, final thoughts.
Yeah, looking forward to this event. I like this event. It's going to be a birdie fest, but we're going to be in the streets for a Showdown as well, all 4 days. I'll have the Showdown playbook over on RunPureSports.com. We'll be on the Mail Media Network as well for Showdown shows, and then the premium show will be on RunPureSports.com. So go over, join the movement. RPS Heater 25 will get you 25% off your first month. NFL starting soon. We've got everything rolling. The MLB's been hot, so looking forward to this week. I think we're going to see a lot more RPS logos near the top again.
Yeah, very good. Hoop, final thoughts.
Yeah, a couple of people in chat asked if I'll be going. I'm going to be out there Friday, so if anyone is out on the course on Friday, wants to meet up, grab a beer, I'll be out there Friday. Just hit me up on Twitter or something. I'll be there with the wife and kids, rooting in our guys to make the cut. So I'm definitely following Chesson. I don't care what Chesson's going off at 6:50 a.m. Your
gotta
boy
get a picture. Get
Yeah,
like
I
a
will.
selfie with him in the background.
I'm gonna for sure. If he's teeing off at 6:50, your boy is gonna be on that course with Chesson rooting him in. So yeah, it's gonna be a good week. I'm looking forward to it. It looks like the weather's gonna be perfect for some golf. Yeah, let's get to the winner's circle. I do feel really good about this week. I like where we're at.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's going to be a really good week. We got the premium show coming out tomorrow. Snyder, you got your bet show. You guys do a phenomenal job. I got to look at my account. I want to come get on it. I don't know if there's room.
Yeah, jump on
for me. Yeah, I might have to. I'll hit up JJ. I'll hit up Dunkel. We'll see if we can get on. You guys always do a good job with that. It's going to be a fun week. We also have a live event this week. We're working on content for it. Big T's going to have some stuff for it. We're going to be in Discord as well. We'll be working on some basic pieces of content, premium for premium members only with that. But yeah, everyone, we'll be in Discord tomorrow. The premium show will be going on. And with that, let's all run Pier. I'm AP. That's Snyder. That's Hoop. Helmet. Get us out of here.